In a world ravaged by betrayal, where heroes have fallen and alliances shattered, Wolverine's path of vengeance leads him across a frozen wasteland to confront those who destroyed everything he held dear. Today we're diving into Wolverine's Revenge, issue number 3, where Logan faces off against 3 formidable opponents: the deadly Omega Red, the unpredictable Deadpool, and perhaps the most heartbreaking of all, his old friend Colossus. Alright, let's get into it. Our story opens at a dockyard, where the world isn't what it once was. Resources are scarce, paper money worthless, and desperation hangs in the air like a plague. A gruff guard is checking documents as people attempt to board. A guard demands that anyone boarding must show transit papers or pay in gold, warning the crowd that the ship isn't for leisure and isn't going south. When a woman asks the destination, he reveals it's heading through Gibraltar, along a dangerous gun-running route, where countless have already died at sea. But from the back of the line comes a figure we all know too well, Wolverine. And in classic Logan fashion, he responds, "I'll give you this much. You're one hell of a salesman. Really sold me on the trip. I'm in." The guard tries to dissuade him, but Logan cuts him off with a whisper that would make anyone's blood run cold. "I've got unfinished business there. I'm getting on the boat, and if you plan on making the journey with me, I suggest you step aside." After the journey across treacherous waters, Logan finds himself trudging through an endless snowy expanse, heading toward a distant power plant glowing unnaturally bright against the winter darkness. "All this for a little fire," he mutters, studying the building's intense gleam. "Something ain't right. It's burning too hot." Logan's instincts kick in, the survival instincts that have kept him alive through centuries of conflict. Why would the most valuable power source on the planet, worth all this death and betrayal, be left unprotected, unless it's not? Before he can finish the thought, metallic tendrils burst from beneath the snow, coiling around his leg, and rising from the frozen ground comes one of Logan's oldest enemies, Omega Red. Wow, look what winter has brought. The dead live again," Omega Red taunts, slamming Wolverine to the ground. "Do you crave pain, comrade? Is that what's called you here, back from the dark?" The Russian mutant's death spores and life-draining tendrils have ended many lives, but Wolverine isn't intimidated. He snarls back, "Pain is nothing on the road to revenge, pal. And you're just a speed bump." Omega Red's tendrils pierce through Wolverine's chest, spreading plague through his system, but even this doesn't slow the feral mutant down. "Yeah, I can feel it," Wolverine growls through gritted teeth. "Go ahead, infect me with everything you've got. I'll endure every bit of it just so I can put my hands around your neck one last time." The two titans clash until Logan gains the upper hand, choking his nemesis with his own severed tendrils. Once the battle is done, Logan, ever practical, hangs Omega Red's body on a nearby tree as a warning to others. If this place is melting down, ought to leave some kind of warning sign. Scaling the nuclear reactor with his adamantium claws, biting into cold steel, Logan reaches the top and finds he's not alone. Sitting there, legs dangling over the edge, is Deadpool. "What? No flowers?" Wade quips, his characteristic humor intact even in this grim setting. "Oh, I had some," Wolverine growls back, "but they died along the way, like almost everything else on this godforsaken planet." Their banter continues, but there's something different about Deadpool, a weight of regret that even his healing factor can't repair. "I feel terrible about what I did," Deadpool confesses, his voice losing its usual playfulness. "Maybe I could've lived with it if everything turned out okay, but that's not happening. I chose poorly. Nothing new there." As they talk, radiation begins taking its toll, causing blisters to form and fade across their faces and bodies as their healing factors work overtime. Neither man flinches. They've both endured worse. "Well," Wolverine says grimly, "I suppose that settles it then." "What's that?" Deadpool asks. "The argument that people like you and I never pay for our sins, that we just heal and move on." "Yeah, no getting past this one, is there?" "No, don't think so." Deadpool stands, ready to end it all, with a swan dive into the reactor's core. See you on the other side, Logan. Sorry I blew up your friends. But just as Wade leans forward, Wolverine catches his arm. You mean, you don't want me to die? Deadpool asks, hope flickering in his voice. I'm saying that this isn't the answer. Deadpool's excitement builds as he thinks Logan wants them to team up one last time to right all the wrongs in an R-rated kind of way. Do you really think someone who's done all the things we've done can be forgiven? Logan asks, his voice heavy with the weight of centuries of violence. Yeah, you know what? I guess I do, Deadpool replies. I don't. And with that simple declaration, Wolverine shoves Deadpool into the reactor's maw. 1 week later, we find Logan digging a grave, his shovel biting into soft earth, his enhanced senses detecting someone watching him from a nearby house. I know you see me out here, he calls out, not like I'm trying to hide. You coming out, or you gonna make me come in? The door creaks open, and a figure steps into the light. Colossus, the gentle giant of the X-Men, now apparently Logan's final target. Hello, Logan. Petey, Wolverine responds. They face each other, old friends now standing on opposite sides of an unbridgeable chasm. Nice place you got here. Peaceful, Logan observes. Good place for things to end, one way or the other. Colossus pleads with his former friend. Go home, Logan. I have no wish for things to end like this. Don't have a home anymore, and that's because of you. The sound of shifting metal fills the air as Colossus transforms to his steel form, ready for the inevitable conflict. Could you have ever imagined it would come to this? Logan asks, a moment of reflection before the storm. I tell you the truth, pal. Logan's claws slide out. All I can imagine now is you 6 feet under. The battle is brutal and personal, with Logan demanding answers even as they tear each other apart. Why'd you do it, Petey? The others, no surprise there. Even Wade. But you were the best of us. Sometimes you have to pick a side, Colossus explains to his pain. Even allies that you despise, because it's what's best for your family. I was your family, Logan responds, the hurt in his voice revealing the true depth of this betrayal. And yet, you're my friend, and that was not enough. In a final, desperate move, Colossus tears off Logan's arm, but even this isn't enough to stop the Wolverine. With his remaining claws, Logan drives his adamantium blades up through Colossus's jaw and out through his skull, ending the life of yet another former friend. As Logan's arm reattaches and heals, he returns to his grim task, burying Colossus in the grave he had started digging. And now it's done, he whispers. To be continued. And there you have it. Wolverine's Revenge, number 3, pulls no punches in its exploration of betrayal and consequence. From Logan's grim encounter with Omega Red in the snow, to his morally complex confrontation with the repentant Deadpool at the reactor, and finally, a devastating showdown with Colossus. This issue shows us a Wolverine who's past the point of mercy. We watched him turn Omega Red into a warning sign, reject Deadpool's shot at redemption by pushing him into a reactor, and ultimately burying his old friend Colossus after a brutal fight that showed just how far both heroes had fallen. The issue ends with Logan completing another grave, marking another name off his list, but at what cost to his humanity? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe for more comic videos. Let me know in the comments, which scene do you think was the most impactful? The code calculation with Omega Red, the moral choice with Deadpool, or the emotional confrontation with Colossus? Thank you for watching. Until next time. Later.